Picture this. You're at work, it's just another Tuesday, and suddenly a video call pops up. It's your company's CFO, the big boss. They're traveling, but they say they need your help to process a super urgent payment. Now, it seems a little weird, sure, but it's your boss. You can literally see their face, you can hear their voice. So you do it. And just like that, you've become a key player in a heist that cost your company $25 million. Yeah, you heard that right. That's how much money just vanished, all because of that one single video call. So how? How in the world does a simple conversation turn into one of the most sophisticated cybercrimes we've ever seen? Well, the answer is as simple as it is terrifying. The person on that video call, it wasn't the CFO. It wasn't even a real person. It was an AI-powered deepfake. Today, we're going to break down exactly how this happened and, way more importantly, how you can make sure it never happens to you. Okay, so let's get into the weeds here, because the details of this heist are like something straight out of a Hollywood script. But I promise you, this was very, very real. So the setup, it was flawless. The real CFO was out of the country, totally unreachable. The attackers knew this, and it gave them the perfect window to strike. So an employee gets a video call. On the screen is their boss's face, speaking with their boss's voice, asking for a favor, an urgent one, a $25 million transfer to a new vendor. The pressure is on, right? It all looks legit. The employee, just trying to do a good job, makes the transfer. And it's only later, when the real CFO finally gets back in touch, that the horrifying truth comes out. The money's gone. Poof, sent to criminals and totally unrecoverable. So you have to ask, how does a company lose a fortune in a single afternoon? Well, it wasn't just a failure of technology. No, this was a complete, catastrophic breakdown of process. And honestly, a brilliant exploitation of human psychology. Now, what's so wild about this whole thing is the massive gap between what the employee thought was happening and what was actually happening. On one hand, they see their boss. They hear their boss's voice. They feel that pressure from authority. You know, the big boss needs this done now. But what was really going on behind the screen, it was an AI puppet show. A sophisticated attack designed to prey on two of our most basic human instincts, our trust in what we see and our tendency to do what we're told by someone in charge. Look, the deepfake was the weapon, for sure. But these procedural holes, they were what left the front door wide open. There was no mandatory two-key rule that said a transfer this big needs a second pair of eyes. The company just relied on people recognizing a face or a voice. And when the attack hit, the employee had no playbook, no emergency button to press. The attackers used that sense of urgency as a weapon to make sure nobody would stop and think. And the damage, it goes so much deeper than just the cash. Yeah, $25 million is a massive hit. But think about the fallout, the hit to their reputation, the lost trust from partners and investors, the operational chaos, the legal headaches, and maybe most importantly, the stress and fear that just ripples through the entire company. Now every employee has to second guess if their boss on the screen is really their boss. Okay, so that's the nightmare scenario. It is genuinely terrifying stuff. But, and this is a big but, the good news is you are not helpless here. You can absolutely spot these attacks. You just have to know what to look for. First things first, just trust your gut. Does this request actually make any sense? I mean, really think about it. Would a CFO actually be calling an employee directly to handle a massive, urgent transfer to some random new vendor? Probably not, right? That little voice in your head saying, this is weird, you have to listen to it. That is your number one line of defense. Okay, number two, think about the channel they're using. If the CFO on the video call tells you that can't be reached on their normal work phone or their usual email, that is a blaring 5-alarm fire of a red flag. Scammers need to isolate you. They need to keep you on their channel, the one they control.
And finally, the classic tell for any scam, the pressure cooker. Are they manufacturing a crisis, demanding you act right now and telling you not to talk to anyone else? That's a textbook tactic. They want you to panic because panicked people don't think clearly. Panicked people skip security steps and make mistakes.
So, The crucial question is, what do you actually do in that moment? When the pressure is on and your boss is on the screen demanding you do something, well, it's actually a lot simpler than you think. Just remember these 3 words: stop, verify, escalate. That's your playbook. First, just stop. Full stop. Do not click anything, do not transfer a single penny, don't approve anything, just take a breath. Second, verify. And this is the most critical part. You have to use a different channel. Hang up the video call, pick up your phone, and call the official office number you know is theirs. And third, escalate. Whether it turns out to be real or a fake attempt, your security team needs to know what happened right away. This right here should be the golden rule. It needs to be non-negotiable, etched in stone in every single finance department on the planet. If you cannot independently verify a request, it doesn't happen. Period. End of story. So that's what you can do. But one person can't hold the line alone. Let's zoom out a bit and see how an entire company can build a full-scale defense. Because honestly, protecting against this kind of threat is a team sport. A really strong defense has multiple layers. You need a clear policy, like dual authorization, so no single person can ever be the one point of failure. You need the right technology, like multi-factor authentication. You absolutely have to train your people so they know what these scams look like. And you need a process with a no exceptions rule. That means these verification steps can't be skipped, not even for the CEO. And the core of this whole defense strategy is a concept called out-of-band verification. I know, it sounds super technical, but the idea is dead simple. All it means is, if a request comes in on one channel, like that video call, you confirm it on a completely different and trusted channel, like calling a phone number you already have saved for them. It's basically the security equivalent of getting a second opinion. And what if an attack does get through? You need a plan for that too. A clear, step-by-step guide that tells everyone exactly what to do to contain the damage, who to call, how to preserve the evidence, and most importantly, how to learn from it to make sure it never, ever happens again. And this really gets to the core lesson here. Yes, technology, this amazing, scary AI and deepfake tech, created this new threat. But the solution isn't just about fighting tech with more tech. The real defense, the real shield, is built on smart processes and, most importantly, aware and educated people who know when to hit pause. So I'll leave you with this. The next time you get that call, that urgent, high-stakes, maybe slightly weird request from your boss on a video screen, what's the very first thing you're going to do? Because your answer could be worth $25 million.